Good morning. In today's video, I will not be vlogging. Instead, I'm going to be filming about packing for your travel, specifically for solo travelers. Having spent 30 days in Vietnam, I have learned a lot about packing, what to bring and what not. Because all the time I was in Vietnam, I had to literally sit on my luggage to close it. So don't be me and keep watching if you want to pack better for your next travel. If you're traveling for the weekend, then pack your clothes for 2 to 3 days. If you're traveling for a week, then pack for 7 days. But if you're traveling for a month long, still pack for 7 days. Mix and match is the key. Bring a couple of t-shirts. It would be better if they're like in black or white because it's easier to match them with your pants or skirts. And for the bottom, consider lightweight, breathable materials for comfort. Trust me, when you're traveling, comfort is what you seek. Bring several short leggings. These are mine. They're so comfortable and they weigh almost nothing. So they fit just into the slots I have in my luggage. I wear this almost everywhere for hiking, trekking, just roaming around the city wherever I go. I lived in Bali for so long in my tank tops and really short pants. So the idea of long trousers don't amuse me in the slightest. However, I would still bring at least one long trousers, especially if you're visiting Southeast Asia where there are a lot of religious sites. Like for example, in Vietnam, I was visiting a lot of temples. So you would need to cover your knees and you would need to cover your shoulders. So it'd be good to have your long trousers for those days. As you can probably tell from a lot of my videos, I love wearing dresses. I wore a dress almost through my entire stay in Hanoi. And dresses can be so lightweight as well. You don't need a lot of spaces for them in your luggage. I usually buy my dresses at Uniqlo. Actually, I buy my t-shirts there as well, my leggings, my socks, and a lot of things really. It's just pretty simple. And you can find Uniqlo almost everywhere. When I was in Vietnam, they have it in Hanoi, in Ho Chi Minh, and all the big cities really. So it's easy to find, and if you are ever running out of clothing to wear, you can just stop by at Uniqlo and get some t-shirts or leggings or some dresses. Pashmina or scarf would also be not mandatory, but I think it's quite essential, especially if you're traveling here to Southeast Asia. Like I said, for temples, you would need to cover your shoulders, so a pashmina or a scarf would be perfect for this if you are wearing tank tops. I really just always bring this one. I bought this in Thailand, I think. Yes, yeah, I bought this in Phuket when I went for a girls trip with my besties, and my skirt was very short, so I had to buy this to cover up my knees for the temples, and I've been bringing it everywhere for my travels ever since, and it's just so convenient, and it's also lightweight and it fits just perfectly in my small bag. For outerwear, I would suggest to bring a lightweight jacket. If you're like me and you get cold in the airplane or when you are taking a walk, for example, like when I was in Sabah, it was pretty cold. So a lightweight jacket would be perfect for those rainy days or cold days. I, again, go to Uniqlo for this because they have really lightweight jacket. Depending on the climate of the place that you're visiting though, you might need a heavier jacket or coat even. So just check on the places that you are going to go to before you are making the plans for what you're going to wear. Making plans like this would be great because then you will not have clothing that you are not able to wear at that place, or maybe you don't have things to wear at a certain place. So it's always good to plan wisely. For swimwear, I would just generally bring one or two the max. You really don't want to be bringing a lot of swimwears just to be cute and then have no space in your luggage for anything else. And it's not like you're going to be wearing them all the time anyway. Now, underwear and socks. This is where I don't get stingy with my space. I would bring as many underwears as I can possibly take with me to the travel. I like to feel fresh and clean. And for the socks, I would sometimes go to bed wearing my socks as well. So I need them on a daily basis, probably twice a day. And then bring 2 or 3 sleepwear like pajamas. This is necessary, absolutely necessary if you're staying in hostel, for obvious reason. For shoes, I would usually have 3. So I'd have my sneaker, my light sandal, and my beach sandal. I think you could easily go for just a sneaker and a sandal that you can wear to the beach or going anywhere around the city, for example. But I personally just like to wear my cuter sandal when I'm going to the city or getting dinner, and then I'll wear my sleeper for the beach. And lastly, for accessories, I always bring my sunglasses and probably a hat for like beach days, but I don't really like wearing a hat, so I would just go with my sunglasses. I bring it everywhere with me. Do not bring that hair dryer, okay? So I have never hosteled before my Vietnam trip. So I brought this freaking huge hair dryer with me, only to realize that almost every hostel already provides a hair dryer for you. So it's just sitting there in my luggage, taking almost a quarter of the space, and I barely used it for the whole time I was in Vietnam. One of the girls I met at the hostel in Ninh Binh couldn't stop laughing when I showed her my hair dryer. For my toiletries, I would bring travel size packagings. I would keep them in a waterproof or at least easy dry pouch like this one. And I would put my shampoo and soap and conditioner in containers like this. So they're pretty small sized, so it's not heavy in your luggage, and you can just refill them again and again for your travels. And obviously, don't forget your sunscreen, and I always bring my hand sanitizer everywhere with me, regardless where I'm traveling to. These 2 I always bring with me because even though it's not a sunny place, you would still need your sunscreen. And before I eat anything or before I touch anything, I just like to clean my hands with a hand sanitizer. Your gadgets and electronics are definitely essential as well. I bring my phone and my laptop everywhere since I'm doing YouTube now. Chargers, obviously, and I would suggest to get a power bank, a good one for when you travel. Like when I was in Ho Chi Minh, I woke up so late, didn't charge my phone, didn't charge my camera. Thank God the girl I was with actually had a good power bank. Otherwise, it would have been a disaster. I would also take my universal travel adapter with me. I think these days hotels and hostels actually provide like a charging port with USB, so it's easier for you, but I would still bring this everywhere just in case. And I think this one's pretty obvious, a headphone for your long travel days, for long haul flights, for your bus trip, or for just when you want to relax at the beach. In addition to that, maybe a Kindle or a reader if you like reading. For my bags, I would always have 3. The first, I would have this small day bag, again from Uniqlo, which I really love. Like, it feels small when you wear it, but actually it has a lot of space. I could fit my water bottle in here, my umbrella, my beach towel or my scarf, my phone, my camera. It's like a magical bag, really. Almost everything I need for the day would fit in here. And my second bag would be my backpack. It's pretty compact as well. I like just smaller bags, and I don't want them to look bulky on me because I'm a short girl. I don't want bulky things on my body. But this one, it fits my laptop, my camera, and everything I need when I'm going to fly or going on a bus trip. So this is pretty convenient, so I don't need to take anything from my luggage when I need them. I'll put my umbrella here, my water bottle here, my cards and phones over here, and then my electronics in here. And obviously my luggage. A lot of solo travelers Well, actually, most of solo travelers will go with a backpack, but I'm pretty new to this, so I'm just using my wheelies all the time, all throughout Vietnam. Almost at every hostel, it's just me with my wheelies, and everybody else came in with a backpack. But my wheelies have been perfect. It's not so big, it's pretty small, so I'm okay with that for now. But maybe one of these days I would get myself a backpack. I don't know yet. There are pros and cons to it, I suppose, but for solo travelers, there has to be a reason that people are using backpacks, so you might want to opt for that instead. This is important. Bring your first aid kit. Just a small one, just for like urgent ones. I would bring my first aid kit that consists of motion sickness pills, some sleeping pills for the airplane because I'm terrified of flying, and some diarrhea pills for when you get belly belly, bangkok belly, or whatever it is, and also a headache pill. I would also bring some band-aids, some antiseptic, just anything that you would usually need at home. You might need it on your travel as well, so bring that along with you. And if you have some specific medications, then you might want to bring the prescription as well if necessary, just in case you need more of them when you travel. For my fellow solo travelers who are staying in hostels, don't forget to bring your own padlock. You most probably won't need it in most hostels, but it would be good to have it in hand for when you need it. And it weighs almost nothing, but it would be a hassle to have to try to find it when you know you need it. So better be prepared. Another thing is dry towels. You would definitely need dry towels because in hostels sometimes they don't provide towels, or if they do, they're going to charge you more for it. And most of the towels are not going to dry quickly, and you would want the flexibility of a dry towel, because if you're solo traveling and you're going to a lot of places, like for example, when I was in Vietnam for a month, I was changing hostel every 3 or 4 days, and I want to have a dry towel everywhere I go. So I have 2 dry towels. One is the big one for when I'm at the hostel taking showers and everything, and the small ones for when I go hiking, trekking, or on the beach. It's very small. Again, it fits into my day bag. So for my makeup, I try to be minimalist, although when I'm at home, I would wear different kind of vibe of makeup. It's different makeup for the day and for the evening. But when I travel, I just pack them as minimum as possible. So just probably 1 shade or 2 shades of eyeshadow, 1 shade of lipstick, an eyeliner. I want to still look good on my travels, but I don't want to overdo it. And also, I don't want them to be taking a lot of spaces in my luggage that I can use for other things that are more important. To not forget your feminine hygiene items as well, like your tampons or pads or menstrual cup, whatever your preference is. You want to be ready when it comes, and you don't want the hassle to have to look for them. Also, when you're traveling, don't neglect your skincare. I've done this. I actually brought my skincare routine to Vietnam, but I almost never got to use them, which was very silly of me because they were ready at hand. But I was busy touring and just enjoying the places, and I forgot to take care of myself. And I had the worst breakout ever when I was in Vietnam. So don't forget your skincare routine, girls. It is definitely still necessary to take care of yourself even when you're traveling. Some of the things I would bring would be like my nail care kit, a dry shampoo, which is perfect for a quick refresher between your showers. Some hair accessories like elastic bands or some hair clips that you would need during like hiking or trekking or even getting into the shower. And this, disposable plastic gloves. Why? So in Southeast Asia, in some places you would need to eat with your hands. So this would be perfect to cover your hands if you don't want to get your hands dirty, and also it keeps your skin soft and those cute nail polish intact. On a more serious note, don't forget to pack your documents and some cash as well. Things like your passport, your visa and credit card, any travel documents. I would usually copy this. I would have 3 copies of my passport. I will have one in my luggage, one in my backpack, and one in my day bag. Before I travel to another country, I would usually change some cash just to be ready for at least to get me through a couple of days before I withdraw some money from the ATM. Aside from making physical copies of my travel documents, I would usually create a travel folder in my Google Drive and I would share it with my sister so she knows wherever I am. So it gives my family a peace of mind. And I would also share my location once in a while with her. A foldable shopping bag, and just as the name suggests, yes, for shopping. Ziplocs for almost everything from your snacks to wet clothes or even your dirty undies. A small umbrella. The weather in Southeast Asia is quite unpredictable. You really have no idea when it's going to rain and when it's going to be sunny, so always have this ready. This is a very compact one. It's just the size of my palms as opposed to the normal umbrella. So this is what you want to bring because this will be too bulky and you want to save space as much as possible. A reusable water bottle. You could also get those reusable water bottles that you can fold and make it more compact, but I don't really like those because it's difficult to clean, so I'll just take my tumbler with me on my travels. Oh, and along with this, you would want to have this. This is a water bottle bag. It's really convenient. Just put your water bottle in there and you have water with you all day. This is a lifesaver, trust me on this. Some packing cubes to keep your luggage organized. I don't really have many packing cubes just yet. I might get some more of this, but for the moment I just have the packing cube for my underwears, and for my clothing I just put them on my luggage as is. A notebook and a pen for journaling or important notes. I still bring a tiny notebook and a pen, but I also use my Notion calendar. I sometimes have ideas in the most random places or doing the most random things. So I just like to put them directly on my Notion or my notebook so that I don't forget about them and I can go back to it later. A mini fan. When you're traveling to Southeast Asia, the weather is pretty tropical, so you get sweaty almost all the damn time. So you need this. It's pretty compact and just look at how cute it is. And it is pretty nice actually. This will be great for when hiking or trekking, and it comes with a strap so you can just strap it around your neck for when you're hiking and trekking and you don't have to hold it. You do need to charge it, so if you don't want the hassle of charging, you can opt for the traditional mini fan like this one. I bought this in Hanoi and it was my best friend for my whole trip in Vietnam. It was pretty hot when I was there at almost every single place except for Sabah. It has helped me so much during those sunny days and sweaty days in Ninh Binh and in Da Nang and all the other places. If you're traveling to Southeast Asia, you definitely need either one of this or this. I cannot stress enough how much you need this on your travel. These are wet wipes. I buy the really mini one so it's easy to put in my day bag. Again, I don't want bulky stuff on my body, but yeah, you're gonna need wet tissues when you're traveling, especially when you're going to public restrooms in Southeast Asia. Trust me, you're gonna need this. Sometimes when I go on tours or waiting for a flight or basically just sitting around somewhere where I cannot get my hands on food, I would get hungry. So it's very important to me to have food and water ready. So I always pack snack bars like this and just bring it with me, put it in the backpack, put it in the day bag, and it would save me from hunger during tours or waiting for a flight or waiting for a bus. So that's how I pack my stuff now, learning from my mistakes when I was in Vietnam. I'm still probably going to be learning again in my next travel, so maybe I will make another video of packing when I have more tips in the future. But let me know in the comments if there's any of the tips that's helping you that you have never known before, or if you have any more tips for me for my next travels. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of my travel videos. That is it for now, and see you in my next vlog.